Dumb idiots.
All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Dumb Idiots podcast, and we have a very special guest with us today. We have our residential Republican
gang,
our red wave hurricane.
Let's go.
The Duke of Drinking Games, the Miller Lite Mauler, Joe Chamberlain with us today.
Yo.
What's up, buddy?
And Matt's here too.
and I am also here.
Yeah.
So, dude, first thing I gotta ask, because you are on record as being self-admitted Republican.
Facts.
And normally I don't ask people this, and I hate when they ask me this, but I'm feel comfortable asking you, did you vote?
I sure did.
For Kamala?
Fuck no.
Oh, come on.
Jill Stein.
Jill Stein?
All right, yeah.
Well, I am glad to hear you voted, because I was going to say, if you didn't, you're more like you call yourself a Republican, more like a Republicant. Yeah.
Can't do what?
Can't vote, I guess.
Well, you did.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I know. It ruined it.
Yeah, you can't use that joke.
Yes, I still can.
Can't.
Yeah, no, you're right. I Republic can't use that joke.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have Democrat too.
You
You
have to stretch.
it's a stretch,
That's a
but
stretch.
if we're gonna do stupid little puns, so we can both make them work. But no,
I am.
did vote.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, but I was telling you earlier, like I did listen to like our podcast the first time,
Mm-hmm.
and so I don't remember when we did that podcast. I don't remember like what month, but
In the before time.
Time ago.
I'm pretty sure Trump had already been shot at.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, like it was like somewhere like from when he got shot to like when the debates and all that shit started happening. Like,
Before the cats and dogs debate, I think. So I think August.
all
Yeah.
right, well, yeah. So if
It's
it
hot
was
outside.
around that time, it just like it started getting more and more ridiculous to me. Like, I honestly think if you would have asked me like 12 years ago, like I would have been a Democrat. But it went from like political parties being like a little different to like it got to the point where it was just like, yeah, if you're fucking in jail and trans, we're gonna give you surgery for free so you can get your change. And I was like, that's what you guys are running on?
Right.
And it was like this little goofy shit like that where I was just like, and I'm sure, like, I know Kamala had like some policy where she wanted to give, it was like a $5,000 tax credit if you had kids. Like, there was some things that they were like running on that's like, all right, yeah, that's actually a real policy.
Like, I don't have kids, so fuck them kids.
But just a lot of the policies were just basically like, it wasn't even a policy. Her entire campaign was like, I'm not Donald Trump. So I'm just like, but like we have 4 years of that person who's running like by being put on strings, Joe Biden,
Mhm.
and nobody likes him. And now her campaign is to do the exact same thing. She was like, oh, I wouldn't do anything different than Biden. And I was like, well, that's a problem because most of the country doesn't like Biden. So maybe say like anything that like he didn't do right and say, this is where I would fix it. But I think they couldn't do that because the second you have to sell out the president in order to become the next president. So I don't.
I agree. Like, so when you said like 12 years ago, you felt more like a Democrat. I just call myself a 2008 Democrat.
Okay.
So I am not a 2024 Democrat. I'm not quite Republican. I'm more of independent, and it's crazy how I feel like the Democratic Party has, aside from all of the social justice, they become the party of war. And like getting Liz Cheney's endorsement and Dick Cheney's
What's the
endorsement,
worst thing that could happen?
and then to parade that around in the campaign trails, and then to run a campaign as if Donald Trump was the incumbent president. Like, we got to turn the page on Trump. We got to stop him. And it's like, wait, you guys are in office right now. You guys can't be running a campaign as if you guys are going to change everything Trump's done when you guys have been in office for 4 years. It's a very unusual tactic.
I do want to get your guys' opinion on this. Like, I agree she kind of came out as like war heavy. I wonder if like she could have rebranded it in a way that like the bros could get behind, you know? Could she have maybe like came out on a tank and been like, hey guys, Kamala Harris here. I'm going to lead you to World War III. We're going to kick ass and take names. What, are you scared of war? Are you a pussy? Because if you are, Donald Trump's going to grab you, you know?
Ooh,
and
I
then
like that.
if she said like,
Fire.
and if she would have been like, oh, you think Call of Duty's cool now? Wait till you see the new Call of Duty after we run through the fucking world on World War III. Do you
Kamala
feel
skins, you can like
yeah, do you think like maybe
Commander
that
Kamala.
could have swayed some
Cutting
people?
a straight WWE promo.
Yeah, do you think that
Yeah.
could have swayed some
You know
people?
what's crazy is I actually think it would have.
Yeah.
some.
Yeah, but that was like my whole thing with like their entire campaign is there was really no campaign behind it.
Yeah.
There wasn't even like, dude, when Trump, like Biden called everyone who votes for Trump garbage, and then like the next day at his fucking rally, he shows up, Trump does, in like a garbage truck, and I was just like, dude, he won. He won.
Trump loved cosplaying as regular people. He'd go to McDonald's and cosplay as a McDonald's worker, and then
But,
he'd
dude, it was-
cosplay as a trash man.
That shit was fire too, because it's like everyone's like, yo, Kamala says she worked at McDonald's. Like no one has any proof that she did it. And
Yeah.
Trump's like, well, I did for a day, and it's documented.
Yeah.
So this is like everything he did was just like smarter than them. And the Democrats, I really think like this is going to change the way politics is for the rest of our life.
Yeah.
Because I think what Trump showed is if you really want to fucking win, the best thing you can do is just be a normal person. Let people see you for you. And while you're on these like 3-hour podcasts, you can talk about whatever you want to talk about and actually get people to like understand your ideas
Mhm.
and your policies and really expand on it. And Kamala was the entire time, she was just going like, there's little clips you can find on Twitter and shit of her just saying the exact same speech in every city for like 2 months straight. It was just the exact same speech, and depending on where she was, her accent changed.
I think you're right. You gotta be more unconventional when campaigning now. And I think the American people have caught on to the hook, line, and sinker that these candidates are doing. You know, like okay, well, you're just saying the same thing over and over again. That you can get away with that 30 years ago before the internet.
Yeah.
But now it's like, okay, I'm watching the same clips. I'm watching this, and I think the margin of error, what you like can do in the campaign trails, has completely changed. I feel like it's funny how we say like Trump's acting like a normal dude when like we all know Trump's lives a completely different lifestyle than like anybody can imagine, and maybe Kamala's probably lived a more normal life.
But Diddy parties,
Maybe
for sure, she went to Diddy parties.
Was she invited? Was
Dude,
she ever?
did you not-
famous enough?
Did she go to Diddy parties?
Yeah. Did she do it?
Did she?
Mm.
Yeah. This she's not as good as Diddy. Like, did he do it? Did he go? Did she go? But yeah. Was she invited to those? I mean, was she ever famous enough to go to those
I don't
parties?
think like, I don't know if she was actually famous enough to be like a person that they would have like labeled, but I remember there was some famous dude who was married and he was like outside of a Diddy party or outside of a party. Then the dude's affiliated with Diddy, and Kamala was just draped all over this dude, and like he's married.
Mm.
I wish I had the video and like I knew who the guy was,
Yeah.
but it was basically just, like she's hanging around like the leaders of like the Democrats. So like Oprah, fucking, I thought that was fucking hilarious too. When J-Lo was like, "I'm gonna support Kamala," I was like, "Did you support Diddy? You know, you dated him for like 5 years or however, and you never once seen like
Now,
7,000 people banging at his house at the same time, and some of them were underage." Like,
He probably didn't start doing that till after J-Lo. I can attest that sometimes Latina women do not play that shit.
yeah, that sounds like a midlife crisis decision. Like,
but I don't understand how you go from J-Lo to like whatever that was.
Bunch of dude hookers,
no,
Yeah, you could have done whatever you like.
bunch of duckers.
He had so much money, and it's like,
Oh.
I don't get it.
before Trump was like in politics, he was in that rapper scene. I mean, that dude's name is in hundreds of rap songs, you know.
because everyone loved him. Because
And
they're G.
And him and P. Diddy had kind of a friendship. I remember there's clips of him on The Apprentice saying like how like Diddy's a good dude, he's my guy.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there is. Like, I'm not sitting there honestly.
But Trump doesn't hide the fact that he grabbed women by pussies and he does.
Oh
this
yeah,
stuff.
no, dude, he locker room talks right in front of you. That's another reason why I kind of fuck with him. Even though, like, if you actually gave me like the choice, if I could have Trump or Vivek Ramaswamy, that little fucking Indian dude, you know.
I'm glad you could say his name because
I
what is
know.
it, Vivek?
Yeah,
Vivek.
Well, I mean, Vivek is how I think you say it.
But the last name way better than I could do it.
yeah.
Like,
I don't
but
think I could say the name at all.
that dude is
I've
honestly
seen
who I
it.
wanted to be president, because I think he has like the lot of like the same policies Like he has like the same mind as Trump, but Trump talks like he's fucking 15 on Twitter.
Yeah.
And Ramaswamy talks like an adult in a position of
Boring.
power. And I'm just like, if Trump could just do that, he'd be fine. But instead, he's like, "You're all gay."
Speaking of talking like a 15-year-old on Twitter, apparently before the election, the Trump candidacy or whatever, what was they call it? Like when you run for candidate or run for president, and the Trump team was really fed up with Elon Musk, and they're like, if they were going to lose, they're willing to blame the loss on Elon. And now that they won, he's kind of tied to Elon Musk. Even though, like, I feel like Elon would be a tough hang. Like, I can't see Trump and Elon really getting along. I think that's more of a manufactured friendship. And now that Trump has won, he's kind of like, fuck, I gotta have this fucking nerd follow me around, and like, I gotta do like photo ops with him and shit. And he's part of my cabinet, kind of running Department of Government Expenses, Doge.
Yeah.
Like,
I will say, I love that that's a thing that they're doing, because I don't know, like, if you follow Musk on Twitter or anything, but like some of the things that he tweets out, it's just about like some of like the ridiculous like spending that the government does, where it's like, oh yeah, we spent like $2.6 million last year on figuring out if chimps got more horny when they were on cocaine, and you're just like,
those are good studies.
Yeah, but I gotta believe you could do it cheaper. I mean,
how good is the cocaine?
Yeah, why are you getting him? Like, why are you getting the chimps? Like, we can't get good drugs in this country. We're getting him the high quality shit.
I see your point, but I do wonder how many like studies, like how many revolutionary science shit we've learned doing stupid ass studies. Like they say that a lot of the inventions we have are from like NASA and like just like accidental inventions.
Yeah, like don't get me wrong, like.
Well, like Viagra, I mean, that was supposed to be for like blood pressure or something like that. And then they were like, hey guys, side effect, it gives you a huge boner. And they're like, whoa, fuck, we don't care what the other thing it does. They're like, no, like I'm trying to flex that this could help people. And we're like, yeah, help people get boners. Am I right?
I'll give you one too.
There we go.
Is that a fake 5 or do we supposed to?
Yeah, no, I couldn't decide if I was going to commit to it or not.
Blue Chew, the offer's still on the table.
Yeah, come on, Blue Chew.
Onto the pod. I'll sponsor everybody.
I'll hype you up.
Yeah. So fuck Viagra, go Blue Chew.
Yeah,
basically
Blue Chew.
Viagra in chewable form,
which is better.
Yeah, because right before you have sex, I mean, what's hotter than chewing some gum?
Yeah.
You know, it makes you look sexy. It's better than taking a pill.
I do think it would have helped Kamala if she would have just like went on Rogan and just shotgunned a beer and just been like, hey, do you guys want to vote for a dude or an attractive lady? What are you, gay?
I think she should have just shown one nipple. Do that Janet Jackson type shit.
Yep.
She was never hotter than that moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I listened to the whole Janet Jackson catalog after that.
And you didn't see a titty in the entire listen, did you?
Nah.
You really couldn't see the titty in general. There's like
they had something on it.
I think it was a piercing.
Oh, I thought she had like a pasty or something.
Yeah, I thought it was a pasty, but either way, like, you couldn't. 13-year-old me.
Yeah, I was
seeing the titty at the halftime show.
I was still excited for
sure. You know what? She actually, fuck her, because I thought about it, and ever since that happened, it took like 8 years until they were like, all right, we'll let like real artists get back on. For a while, they're like, we're gonna have you two.
Yeah.
And
the corpse of Rolling Stones.
Like really old guys. Like, all right, we probably don't have to worry about them showing a nipple.
People your parents listened to when we were like, or when they were this age.
Yeah.
Like, that's who's gonna do the halftime show. People who can't fucking move.
Yeah.
And now they're finally like chilling out a little bit, but it took too long, and it's all because of one titty.
Yeah.
So I remember being a kid and like, obviously looking that shit up the day after. Fun fact, Google Images started not because of Janet Jackson, but a couple of years before that, J-Lo, who we're talking about, wore a green dress.
Oh, I remember the
green dress. It was like skin tight and whatever.
Yeah.
People were looking that up and nobody could actually like find it because you're just searching. I guess you could find it, but it wasn't as accessible. So Google made
images,
search image. Yeah,
really.
That revolutionized the way we look shit up.
That's funny. Did you guys ever see when Matt and Trey from South Park, they went to I think it was the Oscars
on acid.
Yeah, on acid, and like one of them wore that J-Lo dress, and then another one wore like another famous dress. That shit was so funny.
Take me back to the early 2000s.
Yeah,
I feel like that's when we peaked as a culture.
Yeah,
we had like we don't have any like good cultural moments nowadays.
Yeah, no, everything's too fast. It's like just when you think like, oh, hey guys, remember we got to see Mike Tyson's cheeks on Netflix. It's like, yeah, but now we had some monkey was jerking off in front of a bunch of people at the zoo.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, well, fuck, I still wanted to talk about that thing.
Oh, yeah, dude, our attention span's fucking gone.
Yeah.
It's like, I almost forgot Trump got shot in the ear.
Yeah, dude, that feels forever ago.
I was like, oh, yeah, he did get shot.
Yeah,
I was going to bring that up for you guys because I was thinking about that earlier today, actually. And like for your podcast, I was telling Ryan, like I listened to like part of like my last one before I came here. And when I was listening to it, I remember we talked about that one video you had where I was like, it probably had like what, 800,000 views.
Yeah.
Yeah. That, what the fuck is that girl's name?
Sabrina Carpenter.
Yeah. So you guys had that video and like it blew up. I don't know where it's at now, but it was doing really good numbers. And I was just like, you know what sucks is like 10, 15 years ago, if somebody would have seen that, it would have caught fire and you guys would probably be like celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're just one of the 50 reels somebody's going to watch while they're shitting.
Right.
So it's like, you're like, people are going to see that. They're going to laugh. They're going to press the like button and they're going to move the fuck on.
Right.
Forget about it.
Yeah. Like laughing panda and shit. Like just, you
the
had
cat, that like piano.
Yeah. You had
There's
like
just too much content.
I know.
Like you said Trump got shot and that was only hot for like 2 or 3 days.
And I don't like that
Like-
part of society. I miss because like the Matt and Trey thing would have been forgotten about real quick nowadays. And so maybe we do have culture, we just forget about shit.
Yeah, we do. I mean, Will Smith slapped Chris Rock. That was a big moment for everybody.
Yeah,
Yeah, but that's still-
that one stood the test of time, I guess. That one did.
Well, yeah, but it probably only like again like right on to the next thing. It was super quick.
Yeah, it was quick.
Yeah. When 9/11 happened, I know this is like a terrible thing to compare to.
No, I
but
mean,
when 9/11 happened, that was like the only thing on TV for like 2 fucking months.
oh, I
You
know.
know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
then now, I'm not saying it wouldn't be like a huge deal now. But
No.
I really think within like
We-
3 or 4 weeks, people would start phasing it out.
Dude.
Like, did you see what Takashi got jumped at the fucking
Yeah.
airport?
No, yeah,
you're
You're
like-
was making jokes of it right away. Like
Yeah.
you couldn't talk about 9/11 for like 5 years.
Yeah.
Like, you could, but you couldn't joke about it.
Yeah.
You know? And now, like I saw a video, like this comedian courageously told a 9/11 joke 12 months after. 12 months.
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
having a fucking video the next day, maybe the
Yeah.
same night.
Yeah.
Dude, that this is irrelevant to that, but since we just said that, one of the greatest comedy jokes of all time is Louis C.K. talking about that day. And he's like, you can tell how good of a person you are based on how long you waited to jerk off after 9/11. And he's like, and for me, it was between the 2 buildings falling. So
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah. I was probably like 10. No, I was 8 when that shit happened.
Yeah, I was-
haven't quite reached that part.
Yeah, I was way too young, so I probably waited until everybody went to sleep or something.
No, I probably waited a good 3-4 years because
Look at you. You're a hero.
you don't jerk off at 8, I don't think.
Probably not. Maybe.
I have a feeling like what comes out, like just your youth. Like,
You're a youth.
yeah, just like I no longer like butts.
Yeah. Yeah.
I like pussy now, mom.
Right. Yeah. I
Buy
don't
me condoms and blue
But-
chews for
let me
Christmas.
get blue
On
chew
that
in
note,
my-
if something
nice
super
time.
stressful like that shit was to happen nowadays, I'd probably rush to the bathroom. I probably had to like, just clear my mind. Give me like that sense of like that post-com clarity.
Right.
Now,
yeah.
okay.
I need.
Like, because they could be attacking me now. Like, the world could be ending.
Right.
I need
I might as well get this
clear
done.
mind. And it'd be probably the quickest come ever, too.
Yeah.
Like, real quick.
Uh,
Real bad to talk about. Like, if 9/11 happened now, I have to go to the bathroom quick. But they did say that Hawaii a few years back had there was like
that missile scare.
the missile scare. Pornhub went way up during that missile scare.
Yeah.
Everyone's trying to get one more nut out.
I
Right.
can get one more note out. I think that post come clarity.
Yeah. And if you had a willing partner, they'd probably be like, "Hey, one more for
Mhm.
old time's sake."
I bet that Cuban Missile Crisis, like, that's probably why there's so many fucking kids born in the 60s. That's what the baby boomers.
Yep. Yep.
My parents were born in the 60s. I'm sure yours were probably born in the 60s. And you know,
Mhm.
so,
Yeah.
yeah. They're,
Cuban Missile Crisis got some missiles out
yeah.
that weren't necessarily Cuban,
What was
but
about it?
some of them.
Man, let's get one more in.
Yeah.
The president just got shot and killed. Let's get one more in.
Right.
Well,
Tragedy makes you horny.
Mhm.
That's the takeaway.
Or just scared when you're scared, you're horny.
Yeah. That fear boner is powerful.
It really is.
that was the thing I was going to say. I don't want to talk too much like politics and shit because the title of this podcast is Dumb Dumb Idiots. So it's really hard for like anyone to.
Oh no, there's gonna be a lot of people that when we talk about politics, they're gonna be like, "Oh, yep, the name fits."
Yeah, they are dumb
Yeah.
idiots. Yeah, because if they don't agree with
Depending on
what you're saying,
side we're leaning on for that particular episode.
But I was reading that Ukraine is like considering like they already have like ballistic missiles or some shit.
Mhm.
Or not ballistic, it's like more than that. But whatever they have, like they were talking about like going after Russia with them.
Oh, they already did.
Like, but I know they launched like 5 or 6 of them.
Mhm.
But then there were like I read something like 9 hours ago, and it was basically saying like there's something else that like they have that the U.S. funded,
Mhm.
and like we're gonna be sending those. And I'm just like, we're actually gonna be in World War III in a minute, and people don't chill the fuck out. So we all might as well just start busting nuts while we can.
yeah,
Who knows when the last one could
The
be?
thing with, I guess I am skeptical about the World War III thing because
I don't
feel like
think it'll happen. But
yeah, there's a lot of because I feel like the mutual assured destruction. Like Russia knows they launched shit, they're gonna get launched, and Russia's gonna be wiped off the map, and then the United States gonna be wiped off the map.
Russia's not really doing well financially right now with the war in Ukraine going on.
And I do wonder. Because I was like Joe Rogan a couple days ago was like, Zelensky, like fuck you, Zelensky, fuck you, Ukraine, and it's like. They've been getting attacked for like 3 years straight now. Like,
Yeah.
they kind of
yeah, I
have
can't
the
really
right to
fault them.
Yeah, it's like they didn't attack. Like Russia attacked them, and then they're attacking back, and it's like it's a weird mindset to have. Because I know we're all kind of scared about World War III and shit, but like if you're gonna say fuck you to anybody, it's like fuck you, Putin, for starting this shit. I know it sucks that we're like funding Ukraine and like that gets the whole warmonger talk, and then, but at the same time, it's like appeasement doesn't work. I feel like we learned that in World War II when Germany took Poland and nobody gave a fuck, or and I feel like because if a country takes one thing, I can take more, I can take more, I can take more. So you gotta fight back, but there's a fine line of how much you can fight back. It's like okay, Ukraine's attacking Russia, but Russia brought that war to Ukraine, and I don't know. It's just hard because we live in an age of fucking missiles that could wipe out the earth.
Yeah.
And
Who was it? There was some dude, way back in the day that was like, the next World War will be the last one.
yeah.
Yeah, because once everyone like, I don't know how many countries actually have like the ability to like drop nukes,
Mhm.
but it doesn't really fucking matter. Even if only 3 of them have the ability, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
if USA or if Russia goes after Ukraine,
I think India, Pakistan, Israel, Russia, China, United States, North Korea's fiddling in there. So there's a lot of countries, but again, it's that mutual assured destruction. Like, there's a reason we haven't had a world war in 80 years. And I think it's because if we do get one, Albert Einstein once said, I hate the way I said that.
Jesus Christ.
Albert Einstein once said that he doesn't know what World War III would be fought with, but World War IV would be fought with sticks and stones.
Yeah.
Basically,
There'd be nothing left.
it'd be nothing left.
Yeah.
I just hate the way Albert Einstein once said.
I do picture all the countries.
Trying to sound like a smart genius over here.
You guys, have you guys seen The Office or like the GIF of where they're all like
Yeah.
pointing finger guns at each other?
Yeah.
That's how I picture all the countries, kind of
Reservoir
just
dogs.
like
It's happened when they pull that trigger.
yeah,
Everybody
like
gets shot.
yeah, like okay, all right, I guess
Yeah.
we're all gonna be okay
Yeah,
here.
but no, I woulda.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just-
All
right.
I feel like that's why we live in the most peaceful time in human history is because everybody has nukes. So like,
Yeah.
United States can't just attack China. China can't just attack France and Germany. Like whatever. Like because if that shit happens, that mutual assured destruction basically enables that nobody's gonna win.
And plus, you don't want to get in the way of what's really important: making money. You know?
In Creed.
Yeah.
And
And Creed.
Nope.
By the way,
Nope.
I do gotta ask.
yeah, we have to ask.
You got to go to the Creed concert.
Mhm.
We want to know how it was.
Well, first of all, I feel like you guys shouldn't be allowed to ask.
yes, we can ask.
No.
We some broke boys.
We can just give us like a sneak preview of what happened. You know, right? Like this like give us like the very little like, sir, can I have some Creed details?
Just some little Creed.
So let me tell you the first thing about the Creed concert. And like, it was a great time.
Mm-hmm.
But first, I told Ryan this, but the day before, like, you two should never be able to talk about Creed again.
They're right in our backyard and we didn't go.
And then Ryan was literally in Cleveland the day
The day before.
Yeah. And I was just like, so you can't just like You know,
Stay.
yeah, you don't even have to get like another like Airbnb or hotel. Like just stay in Cleveland.
Yeah,
do
Brian's
whatever.
worse for that one. You went to a snowy game in Cleveland, Ohio. That fight cost just as much as Creed.
Probably.
And
I had to
I looked at
pick
tickets
one or
'cause
the
I was
other.
trying to get our friend Zach to go,
Yeah.
and I was sending him like, "Yo, man, fucking, there's tickets right now, like lower bowl for $50."
Yeah.
Yeah, that could have been you guys.
And for a concert, like you just listen to it. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to really see it. You know
Yeah,
what
I mean, we sat fucking third deck.
lower bowl even.
Yeah, it was like there was no reason, like you said. I was actually talking to one of my buddies I was with, and I was like, anyone who paid money for the pit is a fucking idiot. I was like, none of these people are gonna mosh pit.
No.
Like, and honestly,
they're past the age of moshing.
yeah, dude, they all have bad hips and sore knees.
Yeah.
They're not gonna do shit. So I was just like, you don't need to be in the pit. They're not gonna fucking stage dive. There's not gonna be any fucking crowd surfing.
Right.
So like anywhere you sit is fine.
Right.
But I will say, now that I'm done giving you guys shit, but it hurt my heart that you guys didn't go because you were in Cleveland and you were in our group chat, and I fucking said a single thing.
I muted the group chat and I like told my brother like, I don't think I'll be able to go, man. I got Christmas presents I gotta buy. It's too close to Christmas.
Yeah. Yeah, we said they should have moved. They should have had it to where you could buy tickets for Christmas.
Yeah.
And then like have the show a little later.
I heard you guys' last podcast, and I think it's cute. You guys think the world revolves around Creed concerts. Like they're just trying to go on tour and make money too.
What? I thought they specifically. Oh yeah, so they're probably trying to get some money right before Christmas.
Yeah. Weird how that works.
They're trying to have their own Creed miss, I guess. I guess I learned that musicians do have their own lives.
Yeah, it's really unfortunate.
That sucks.
But it was a good show. But I'll tell you two things. One, the show was like, it was a good show. But as soon as I walked in, I immediately was kind of pissed because we had to go in line to get our beers and all that shit before we went and sat down. And I don't know if it was just because it was a Creed show or if this is just the new standards for where the Cavs play. But a beer there was $16.50.
Woo!
$16.50 for a beer.
Reminds me of wrestling, SummerSlam. Our beer was fucking expensive as shit when we were there.
I'll be
Beer's
honest.
expensive everywhere.
By the time I got to the Browns game, I was too drunk to pay attention to what the price was. I only bought like we bought one beer while we were there.
And that's fine because I guarantee you it was like at least $9.
Yeah, I remember. I think it was like 20 something was the total.
But what's the second point?
So the second one was, as fun as it was to see Creed and like hear those old bangers, I made the mistake of, I was like, I used to listen to Creed when I was younger. Like my mom, that was like the only thing she listened to. She would fucking get turned by herself and start rearranging furniture, and she would be listening to Creed or Daughtry or Pink. It was one of those albums, like by one of those artists, on repeat. So I knew Creed front and back. But when they actually played, I was like, fuck, I actually don't remember a lot of these songs. I should have like refreshed my mind.
What? You don't know the catalog of Creed by heart? You don't know like the back of your hand?
It's so weird the guy who didn't go to the concert and giving me shit. So I was like, so what they did was they played like 45 minutes to like an hour of like songs that I vaguely remembered, but I could never sing to them. And then all four of like their best players.
Yeah.
They did all of them at the end.
I don't want to pull back the curtain, but I would have been like, there's 3 songs that I would have lost my fucking mind.
Yeah, and I
to.
guarantee you it was all at the end.
Yeah, and all the rest of them I would have been like, well, this is nice.
Like higher, arms wide open, sacrifice.
Boom. Oh yeah, and what's the?
Did you do 6 feet from the edge?
I'm 6 feet from the edge, and I'm thinking. Yeah,
why am I drawing a blank at the name of the song?
Because it doesn't matter. We all know the song because you didn't go to the concert.
You didn't go to the concert, so it escaped your memory.
What about My Own Prison? That's like maybe my 5.
Oh,
My Own Prison.
My Own Prison was being at that fucking concert and not knowing what the fuck was going on.
So my brother Alex was at the concert and he said that he loved the show, but he says Scott Stapp is kind of cheesy. He says Scott Stapp kept talking about how spiritual it is in there.
Oh yeah, literally after the concert. Well, not like immediately after, like the next day. I was talking to people about it, and I was just like, "Are they a Christian band?" And I was like,
grifters, I think. I
But-
think that's what they are.
Yeah, I was like,
There-
I did not know that he
there-
was going to talk about Jesus like
Yeah.
after like every 2 songs.
It-
or it was either like Jesus or like spirits or energy, and I was like, you're a fucking loser.
Well, do you remember like when we were younger, there was a lot of like metal bands
like
that
You're a fucking loser.
there was a lot of metal bands that were like, we're not Christian, but we have Christian members, just so they could like have that
They get that
Christian
Christian
fan
club.
base, but also like the not
Mhm.
just like how, not to compare the same, but like we are a Christian podcast if you would like us to be, but if you would like us not to be, we are
And we're
not.
atheists.
Yes,
Yeah, it's
whatever,
really
yeah,
whatever you want it
agnostic.
to be.
whatever you're willing to give money to.
I'm not completely sure if we're living in a simulation or not, so like I don't even know what that is religiously.
Right. I don't even believe in fucking space.
I want to know where that theory came from. The
Yeah.
simulation theory is wild.
So the theory is if there's if we ever get the ability to create simulations that are conscious and lifelike, then what's the odds that we're not living in a simulation? Because if we can create one, and our simulation can create one, and then they can create one, then we could, in theory, be a simulation, and the odds of us not being a simulation dips so fucking low because, well, shit, if we can make simulations and they can make simulations, then who's to say people in a simulation they create us? We could be 5 simulations deep. We could be 1 million simulations deep.
Man, I love that I could do anything and there's no consequences because it's all. What?
I mean, there's still
There's
kinda
no
consequences.
rules.
There's no rules.
There's still, I mean, I feel like in our own realities, there's consequences. Like if
Damn it.
they ever
That
came out and
sucks.
said we're living a simulation, I don't think my life would change that much.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
We
you know
still,
what I mean? Like,
yeah, because I could
okay.
still end up in jail in the simulation.
exactly.
And that's not
the
fun.
simulation could still suck.
Yeah.
There's just probably no afterlife, and it's like, well, I kind of live my life like there's no afterlife either way.
Right.
I kind of hate the simulation theory, just because like I don't understand it enough. Like I don't know like what you explain it as well as you can, but I need to like deep dive into it to really understand more of it. But like I did read something that kind of fucking made it was the simplest thing, but it fucking made me go, huh. I share a driveway with somebody. Like my neighbors have half, I have the other half, and fucking I see them literally probably 80% of the time I go outside. They're either pulling in or they're already outside. It's crazy.
Don't you hate when neighbors are outside a lot? You feel guilty.
But here's the thing.
Bastards.
Mm.
There was a thing I read and it was like, if you don't think we're living in a simulation, when was the last time you seen your neighbors bring in groceries? And I was like, I've never seen that once in my life.
Yeah.
I've seen my neighbors do that before.
I've never seen
I've seen my
that.
neighbors bring in fast food before. Does that count?
Or what about, I've seen one where like at the grocery store, there's a whole section of like artisan bread. Have you ever seen anybody buy a huge ass loaf of Asiago bread?
We buy artisan bread in my house.
So you're the one. You're the
He's
1%er.
He's ruining this for everybody.
Yeah, the guy who was drawing out the rules of simulation theory is ruining
Ruining the simulation.
giving and taking.
I'm offering it, but I'm also taking away.
Now, when it comes to like creationism and basically everything, the idea of the Big Bang Theory is just as illogical and stupid to me as the idea of God. Like everything is like, okay, so something came out of nothing in both of these. Like that doesn't solve anything for my brain. So Big Bang. Well, there's a collection of atoms and well, where the atoms come from? Oh, God. Crazy. Where'd God come from? Like it's just both of them are just equally illogical to me.
Oh, yeah, that's the what came first, chicken or the egg?
Yeah. It's all
It's literally, you can argue any point you want on it, and if you're on one side of it, you can never make the argument for your side because the other one is just gonna be like, well, what about this?
Yeah.
So you're just gonna be in a fucking standstill for fucking forever.
And that's why I'm agnostic because nothing makes sense. I just given into the fact that I don't know. I don't know, and that's fine to me.
So one of my high thoughts I had the other day was, and tell me if this is like the stupidest shit or not. It probably will be, but I was just like, because I see like all that shit on like different channels about like ghost stories and shit like that, and they're like, oh yeah, ghosts are real, and like these people have like these examples, and there's either shows like go into haunted houses and like they see real activity, but I'm just like, man, like if ghosts were real, like wouldn't there be like fucking millions of them just like roaming around?
Right.
Like if I was a ghost right now, I'd just fucking walk up and smack Ryan in the head and like, what the fuck was that?
Yeah.
And then I'd just go on about my day, and I'd do that to probably 10,000 people a day.
Oh yeah.
And
More
the fact
only
that
certain houses haunted.
yeah, it's like, so like your spirit's like kept there for like how is it that you're haunting just this place? But like, I've never once seen a ghost at a titty club. You ever see like some random money just getting fucking thrown out? You know what I mean?
And,
Like that maybe like ghosts are real, everything's real.
Yeah.
I'm Christian now. Like, because clearly I need to believe in something. But if the dude who has been like living a good life and he gets to the afterlife and he's not going to the titty club, then I can't believe it's real.
Well, unless you're like bound to the area, like there's like you're like on like house arrest.
When I die, bury me inside the booty club. The wise words of 2 Chainz.
What happens to ghosts when like the sun just absorbs the earth? They just like float in space. Like, you know what I mean? That's kind of where it gets me. Like, what happens to them? Just like, or am I overthinking the ghosts?
No, I don't think you're like, because it's one of those things where it's just like you can talk to somebody. I bet one of you has like someone in your family or friends or whatever where they have like a very detailed description of something that happened to them where they believe like a spirit happened.
Yeah, I actually do. Yeah, I have a family member that's,
Send it. Tell me what happened.
My mom, when she was like younger, she said she saw like a ghost just like floating on the ceiling and like just like doing like this really vivid for her. But I feel like ghost stories usually happen when people are on high alert and like at night. And I feel like at night our brains are heightened and we're also tired and like brains do weird things. But I mean, but everybody believes it so well. And I don't know if that's just our brains tricking us into believing things or if that's just, yeah, I don't know. I'm skeptical when it comes to ghosts.
Yeah, it could just be a dash of schizophrenia too. I mean,
I don't think my mom's schizophrenic.
You never know.
My mom's probably listening right now. Love you, Mom.
Oh, dude. I was going to ask this on our last podcast and I didn't. So I got to ask this now. So while you guys are doing your podcast, I know I talked to you separately about like you were saying like, you know, your parents do listen to the podcast.
Yeah.
So has it ever happened where like you guys are talking about something and it ends up like you had to cut it because you're like, wait, like maybe I shouldn't let my parents know I do like 3 pounds of acid, like, or something like that. You know what I mean? Just like some weird shit or like, well, I guess you know what, you guys are probably fine. We were just talking about jerking off after 9/11.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
It's funny. Yeah. I feel like I talk really inappropriately around my parents as is. And like, we just like the things I say to like my dad and shit, just like, and my mom overhears it. And it's just like my dad got a new laptop. I'm like, I bet you watched a lot of porn on that. You know,
dude,
Google it.
Speaking of your dad,
it
was probably like a month ago. Your brother went to a comedy show and he brought his dad.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, and so we went to a bar and we were just hanging out before, and your dad, I was like, I think I like you, I like your brother. I think your dad's my favorite.
Very chill.
Yeah, not only is he chill, you were also telling the stories like when you were younger, like he'd watch South Park with you, and then we go to this bar. And he's just hanging out, drinking with this kid. And then just out of nowhere, he makes some type of joke about banging your mom. Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, I mean, probably not as funny for you, but dude, the fact.
And he does it stone cold sober, too.
Yeah.
He doesn't drink. So like, he's like just drinking the water. And it's like, yep. Like, it's just like some funny shit that like, it's like, he's saying this shit sober. Like,
yeah.
You know
and like, dude, like we had like 5 or 6 other friends there. And like, I've known your brother for like 10 years at this point, maybe even longer. I've never met your dad until that moment. And within like the first 3 or 4 lines of him talking, he's just like, I'm fucking going for it.
Yeah.
I think he knew like we're going to a comedy show. Fucking, I can let her rip, dude. And he did.
Oh, and this is the opportunity to embarrass Alex in front of his friends. It's just, that's a great opportunity for him. Like, it's just this.
That's the greatest joy as a parent, is just like embarrassing your kid.
Yeah.
You know? Just give him a little bit of like, hey, I run this shit. You can just feel a little goofy right now.
You guys are both parents, so is that like an actual thing? Do you have like examples or anything of like you like going out of your way to with your kids?
I just like to, like, right now they're young, so like I have to try hard to embarrass them.
Off like wearing only a robe.
Well, no, I haven't gone that far, but I will like use like the kid slang just to watch them like cringe. I'm like, all right, you guys, make sure you have your Riz up today. And like,
I skip it even much.
yeah, like when I was leaving the house, I said something about like, oh yeah, that outfit. I bet you got a lot of Riz with that, like that Alpha Sigma Riz, and like my kids just like shake their heads and
Hate it,
like,
hate it, because like I feel like our parents were probably just intentionally trying to sound cheesy to us.
yeah,
When we thought, oh man, they're so out of touch. But I think parents knew.
yeah. It's just it's
finally
just
clicked to
fun.
me. Like, okay, yeah, we know we're saying things that don't make sense, and that we just know the words.
Yeah, we know we're being cringy right now, and it's funny.
We're intentionally doing this.
Yeah, because you hit an age where like it don't matter if you're
Yeah.
cringy. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like nobody's gonna come out of the school and put me in detention. Nobody's gonna come take my lunch. Like I eat my lunch at McDonald's. You can't do shit to me at the school anymore. So,
Dude, well, part of the reason I asked that is I was talking to my mom the other day, and like I had an old memory that popped up in my brain, and I remember we lived in Vickery, so like to go anywhere, it's like non-negotiable. Like your travel time starts at like 15 minutes. You know, if you want to go anywhere, that's how far you have to travel.
Yeah.
So me, my cousin, and my brother, we were going to like Sandusky with my parents or just my mom, and my mom only listened to Styx. That was the only thing in her fucking cassette player at the time.
I'm sailing.
So we had to listen to this shit for like an hour straight.
come
And it's like the 50th fucking time we've heard this.
The deep
You know?
cuts, even probably.
And so we're like, dude, we're so over this. And we're all getting excited. Like, we're legitimately like, yes, we're almost home. We can't wait to get home.
Mhm.
My mom drives by our road and like does a country block and just makes us
Yes.
listen to Styx some more. Because she knew we fucking hated it.
I'm gonna hit the B-sides now.
And I was like, dude, I've never fucking, like, at the time, I was like, I don't think I could have been more pissed at her. And then I look back on it and I'm like, that is the
Yeah.
goat. You know what I mean?
She wasn't playing Renegade.
Yeah.
No, she was playing the deep shit, probably.
Dude, I was just like, as I get older, man, you got to respect it.
yeah,
Like,
I respect
to
the
go
game.
out of your way. Like, she's also an adult. She had to have had things to do.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And she
But
was like, don't
she's
care. I
no,
gotta fucking
this is
torture
gonna be
this
really
kid."
funny just to fuck with them for a little bit.
And I said it and she forgot about it. And I was like, so that's how much of an ass.
It's just a throwaway. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
she
just
was
do
like,
that
no, that
kind-
wasn't to be funny. That's just because you guys pissed me off. And so
Like,
this is
oh,
your
shit.
repercussions.
Now you're gonna listen even more.
Yeah. And then she didn't quit. Like, as we got older, it just went from like Styx, like I said, to Daughtry and fucking Creed,
Whatever.
Pink.
I'd
Yeah.
listen to Sticks and Daughtry, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
Lady. Da-da. You know that song.
I can't
Listen to
decide.
him growing up.
Daughtry, man. American Idol. He got robbed.
Okay, dude, I think I cried. I was a little kid, and I think
Yeah,
I think I got really upset
Yeah, at the time, he was edgy, bro.
because like fucking
Listen,
Taylor
rock.
Hicks won that season, and I'm like, fuck this guy. I think it was that season.
I don't remember. All I remember is they were like, oh, this guy's edgy. He's
Yeah, he was edgy. I don't know if I cried, but I got upset. It was like it was before I was into sports, so that was like losing American Idol was a big deal for me.
Can I say that was the funniest shit back in the day? Is like you would be on American Idol and then like you get to like the top 5 and they're like, hey, Daughtry, you're fucking out. Your chance to win $1 million and get this deal's over.
Yeah.
Sing for us. Like they don't.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they make you sing after you find out your dreams are dead.
Right after playing, you had a bad day. They would make you sing, and that
Yeah.
song is like such.
Hey, it's like, remember that song that actually got you eliminated?
Yeah,
Do it again.
exactly.
Do it again.
The song that American Idol wrote for you, yeah, that song. That's the song you gotta play.
Yeah, dude, I felt so bad for those people. Like, even me being like 12 years older at the time, I'm just like, you're really like gonna shit on them?
You gotta cry while you're singing.
Yeah.
though.
There's no fucking way you can like keep it together and just be like, well, you know, things happen. It's like, no, like that'd be like if you were in like, you guys know what a reverse raffle is?
I do, but Ryan doesn't. So let's explain for Ryan.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
So a reverse raffle is, it's a raffle, but instead of you wanting to be the one person that gets like called right off the rip, you want to be the only person that doesn't get called. So if you have 300 people in there, it'll get down to you and one other person. And, you know, if your shit is the one that gets pulled, or if one gets pulled, that one loses, and the one that's left, that's your winner.
It's like drawing the short straw. Like you fucking lose.
Yeah.
I'm not enough of a degenerate gambler to know.
Dude, they're the best. But anyway, it's kind of like if you go to one of those and you're in the final 4 or 5, and it's like only the top only the top 4 pay out, and you come in 5th.
Yeah.
And then afterwards, they want you to go out there and do like stand up for half an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
And
no,
you're just like, dude, I thought like I was gonna win
Yeah.
$6,000.
Yeah,
And it's like
I'm-
just $6,000. These guys are like losing like $100,000
Yeah.
record deals.
yeah, like, no, I'm not in the mood.
Yeah, dude, that'd be funny. I thought she was like, no.
No,
Yeah, exactly.
I'm not fucking singing right now.
He probably became the most successful one. I mean, well, I guess there's that girl.
Kelly Clarkson?
Yeah, I'm thinking the country singer,
Oh.
Underwood. She had a nice run, I think.
Oh, was she on American Idol?
Taylor Underwood.
Yeah, I honestly didn't even remember that.
She was Taylor Swift before Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
Like, Taylor Swift stole her valor.
Did Carrie? She was the one that did about like carving
Yes.
someone's car up, right?
Yeah.
Dug my key into the side of it.
Yeah.
That shit.
sure.
Hell yeah.
Better thing next time before he cheats.
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, that's destruction of property, bitch. You're going to jail,
yeah,
but you
yeah.
know, it's terrible
There'd be a part
advice.
2 to that song.
Right.
It's just like, I fucked up.
Yeah, that's terrible advice, but yeah, bang it, enjoy it.
Eminem rapped about burning people's houses.
That's
down.
fine.
And he
Yeah,
used a
but-
defense saying that it was just a rap song. It's just entertainment.
Right.
It's not real.
Yeah, he also talked about killing and raping his own mother.
Yeah.
So,
But
but that's okay.
what the Gen Z TikTok generation really didn't like was
Burning.
yeah, like tying her to the bedpost and burning the house down.
Yeah,
That was
like you guys didn't get to the older catalog
Yeah.
yet. There's a way worse in there.
in a song like I like the way it burns. You know, like are you gonna
Yeah.
stand there? Yeah, how's the song go?
I'm gonna stand there and watch me burn.
That's
That's all right, cause I like the way it hurts. Like she was into it.
Yeah,
He didn't even do anything wrong.
kink shame.
Well,
Right.
Kinda like
BDSM is an acceptable lifestyle.
Whips and chains excite her,
Exactly.
and fire too. Apparently,
Right. And I mean, she came up with Jay-Z, Beyonce, Diddy. They're all related. So-
I like to imagine after Rihanna's having that kink session, she comes out like the fish from SpongeBob, the like chocolates. It's not chocolates, just like crisp, you know.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm glad I swallowed this beer right before you said that. Because if you just would have yelled chocolates, no warning, I would have spit beer all over all this equipment.
oh yeah, we're gonna reshoot.
Yeah, I'm like, "Oh, dude, I was a second away from death.
Yeah, it's that head turn, you know.
You just turned at the last minute. You were good.
Yeah, you guys will be able to watch it back. There was almost a bad thing that just happened. And because I don't watch
I
it.
think that's a good note, right? Is anybody got anything else, or Ryan, what are you doing?
I'm just fucking around.
All right, I think on that note, I
That's
think it's the pod.
yeah. Everybody have a fucking good time.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
Yep. Yep.
Peace. Love you. Oh, and we should note that before we were trying to be smart intellectuals, which is not how we operate.
Yeah.
We were trying to operate on like dropping episodes on a schedule. We ain't doing that shit anymore.
Yep.
We drop the episodes when we feel like it. If you listen on Spotify or Apple, make sure you follow. If you listen on YouTube, make sure you're subscribed and you hit that little bell right there that gives you the notification when a new episode drops.
You subscribing? You guys don't get any new newsletters or nothing. It's just you guys to subscribe. You guys see us.
Yeah, you got to know what's going on.
Yeah. It's
And I'm still,
no harm in subscribing. It
Yeah,
just helps us.
it don't-
helps you guys.
it don't hurt anything.
Mutual.
And I still, if we can get up to 200 subscribers on YouTube, Chris Fontaine, if you're man enough to still show up, we're going to fucking roll around. We're going to,
Yeah, that is Devon.
yeah. So,
What, over 170?
yeah. Yeah. So if you know,
like 20 fake accounts and just subscribe.
I was going to say, if you guys know some people, you know,
Yeah,
spam
come
your
on.
friends. If you enjoyed
Russian
the,
bots, we need you.
did you enjoy the show? Spam your friends. Tell them to subscribe.
All right.
All right. That's it, everybody. Love you. Peace.
Go Trump.
Dumb idiots.